Stephanie, and welcome to this edition of The Pipeline, where we are refining the news that is important to you. The Fayetteville Shale in Arkansas will be considered one of the nation's most prolific regions for natural gas production, with reserves that can be economically extracted through 2050, according to a study released this week. The Bureau of Economic Geology at the University of Texas at Austin analyzed the basin's production history as well as areas that have not yet been drilled. The assessment showed that the Fayetteville has 38 trillion cubic feet of recoverable natural gas reserves. Of that, 18 trillion cubic feet will be feasible to extract at natural gas prices around $4 per million British thermal units. Natural gas for February delivery is currently selling at around $4 per million British thermal units on the New York Mercantile Exchange.
A new rule released Thursday by federal environmental regulators requires oil and gas companies that are hydraulic fracturing off the Southern California coast to report chemicals discharged into the ocean. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency published the requirement in the Federal Register and will become effective March 1st. The move comes after a series of stories by the Associated Press last year revealed at least a dozen offshore fracturing jobs in the Santa Barbara Channel and more than 200 in nearshore waters overseen by the state of California. The EPA was quoted saying that this requirement was added in response to recent concerns regarding the potential effects of discharges of fluids used for offshore hydraulic fracturing operations. The new EPA rule applies only to new drilling jobs on nearly 24 grandfathered-in platforms in federal waters off the Santa Barbara coast. Site of a 1969 oil platform blowout that spilled more than 3 million gallons of crude oil, soiled miles of beaches, and killed thousands of birds and other wildlife.
Baker Hughes said Friday the number of oil wells counted inland in the United States in the fourth quarter declined, but drilling efficiency improved. The oil services company issued a report saying the number of wells inland was 19 fewer than the number recorded during the previous quarter. Despite the quarter-to-quarter decline, Baker Hughes said the well count for the final quarter was up 5% year on year. The U.S. Energy Information Administration said U.S. oil production should reach 8.5 million barrels per day this year. The 9.5 million BPD expected in 2015 would break a record set in 1972. That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching, and remember, we're drilling only for the relevant news and bringing it to you through the pipeline.